Well, good afternoon. Welcome to a very exciting day for Spartan Volleyball and Michigan State Athletics. Before I get into my remarks, I'd like to welcome a few groups. Our head coaches, thank you for being here and welcoming Kristen back to our community. And our volleyball alums, I appreciate your support. The gathering here represents how important our Spartan volleyball is to our community. And a special welcome to former volleyball head coach Kathy George. The winningest coach in MSU volleyball history and instrumental in Kristen's growth as a person, a student athlete, and a coach. Kristen Kelsay has been a leader ever since her days as a student athlete. She was a two-time captain, won both the Leadership and Service Awards here at MSU, and served as president of our Student Athlete Advisory Council. Since then, I've watched her career grow. 9 years as an assistant coach in the Big Ten, stops at MSU, including an Elite Eight appearance, stops at Northwestern, and most recently, 2 years as the associate head coach at Minnesota. She knows the excellence that exists throughout the Big Ten and understands what it takes to succeed in this conference. At this point, I'd like to thank Executive Senior Associate AD Julie Burgess, who served a lead role in this search. Also to Jennifer Smith and Matt Larson, who also assisted. Thank you. Although the search quickly focused on Kristen, we made sure to do our due diligence. We contacted people throughout the national volleyball scene, and Kristen is universally regarded as one of the top recruiters in the country. Kristen has a passion for volleyball, and perhaps even more importantly, she has a passion for Michigan State University. That passion will serve her well as she connects with our donors, alums, and community, which have provided great support over the last few years. She has great connections in the volleyball clubs throughout the state and will be able to sell her vision for Spartan volleyball to our recruits. Spartan volleyball is very important to our community, our department, and to me. And I couldn't be more excited for the program's future. Today's turnout shows the number of people eager to work together to build something special. To the Kelsay family, Dad Bruce, Mom Mary, Sisters McKenna and Nikki, thank you for joining us today, and welcome back to our Spartan family. And please join me in welcoming our 8th volleyball head coach at Michigan State University, Kristen Kelsay. Make sure I get this right. We good? Okay.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This feels a little surreal, to be honest. It wasn't that long ago I was a freshman coming on campus as a student athlete or as an assistant coach driving down Grand River on my way to Jennison Fieldhouse. In some ways, it feels like I've lived a lot of lives since then, and in some ways it feels like just yesterday. To be standing here today in front of you all as the head coach at Michigan State is truly a full circle moment for me. And I'd be remiss if I didn't begin today with a lot of gratitude. There's an enormous amount of people, some are here today, who have led me to this path. I'm humbled, I'm grateful, and I'm truly privileged to be standing here as the head coach. To Alan Haller and President Guskowitz, thank you for trusting me to lead this program. To Julie Burgess, Jen Smith, and all of those involved in the hiring process, thank you for bringing me back home. To those who've come before me and held the title of Michigan State Volleyball head coach, including Ginger Mason, Chuck Irby, Kathy George, Leah Johnson, and all the teammates, alumni, donors who've reached out to me over the last 2 weeks. I'll be honest, it's been overwhelming in the best way. My phone, I think, has maxed out multiple days, and so the amount of love and support I've received, I have no words for it. A special thank you to Kathy, Jerry, and her family. I wouldn't be where I am today without you. You took a chance on me 15 years ago, and it's an honor to still have you in my life in the capacity that I do. I'm grateful to Minnesota, to Keegan Cook for showing me how to compete at the highest level with the utmost integrity, and to all the mentors I've been fortunate to have, Kathy, Shane Davis, Maggie Griffin, Mike Golick, Russ Carney, and all those here in the Spartan community. They've led me on my path to be at this podium today. Finally, I want to thank the Lord for his steadfast faithfulness, and to my family. Michigan State has never left our blood. I am the only one in my family who went to school here. But when I went home for Christmas, and my mom pulled out my freshman year travel outfit that we still had from 2010, I mean, my family bleeds green. And I don't know who's more excited, me or them, for me to be back in East Lansing. So thank you, Mom and Dad. You've been my rock through a lot. And I wouldn't be here without you today. McKenna, Nikki, thank you for your unwavering support, for always helping me fix my necklace and be ready for the venture ahead. Thanks for being along on the ride with me. So, 15 years ago, Kathy and her staff made a decision that little did they know would shape the course of my life. They offered me the opportunity to be a Spartan. And looking back, if you would have told 18-year-old Kristen that one day she'd be the head coach at Michigan State, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But if I zoom out and I watch and I see the picture of my life from an out position, I know how all my roads led me back to East Lansing. This is my home. These are my people. Michigan State raised me, and it's an honor to be back home. I had a truly transformational experience as a student athlete. The people here shaped me. MSU is a place I've loved with my whole heart, whether I was near or far. I'm here now to lead this program, to compete for championships, to continue to break attendance records. I know what it takes to compete at the highest level in this league. How we win and who we win with matters. And I'm fortunate to be at a university where that also matters. The experience of our student athletes will be at the forefront of everything that we do. How we are going to build and what we're going to value will lay the foundation of this next chapter. I have 3 core pillars we're going to build this spring on, and that's growth, relationships, and our values. We're going to grow these women on and off the court. We're going to work on player development. We're going to work hard. We're also going to raise them to be strong, independent women when they graduate Michigan State, ready to conquer their next steps. We're going to have a commitment to relationships. We're going to trust each other, we're going to build community, and we're going to honor what it means to be a Spartan. And we're going to live our values. We're going to have a set of program values that we're going to live in through the peaks and the valleys. And we're going to build this program with character integrity. These pillars will shape the foundation which this program will take off, and I believe in the process. Relationship-driven, value-driven, and growth-driven. Be a Spartan is truly about being something bigger than yourself. I truly believe everybody in this room understands that, knows that, and lives that. The Spartan community is like nothing I've ever been a part of. How we play with passion, with love for one another and for this university will be at the heart and soul of this program. It is truly a privilege to be the leader who guides these student athletes through some of the most formative years of their life. It's an honor I take incredibly seriously. My heart lives in East Lansing. It has for the last 15 years. And I'm excited and committed to our student athletes for them to have the same transformational experience that I did. A world-class education at a world-class university inside an athletic department and program willing to do the work to compete for championships while we live our values and we love each other along the way.
Fred Heumann, welcome back.
Thanks, Fred.
When you were a player and leader for Kathy's teams, I don't know if coaching was even in the thought, but when did you dream that this moment might happen?
Kathy was really the first person to believe in me and to say, hey, you're a coach. Like, whether you know it or not, you're a coach. And to have the role model in her that I had, like I said, has changed the course of my life and shaped me who I am today. Somebody who is passionate, as we all know, but cares about her team and her staff so deeply that I knew when she told that to me of, hey, there's a coach in here, let me help find that voice, that I could trust her and that I'd be learning from one of the best. When did I think this would be a possibility? I'm not sure. I remember that 2017 Elite Eight match and doing it with Kathy George and this team where I think, I don't know, Meredith, every person on that team had slept in my dorm in Wonders on their recruiting trip, you know? It was a very full circle moment of I've helped build this program to be 2 points away from a Final Four. And I think in that moment, I knew I wanted to be a Spartan forever. And now life takes different twists and turns, but as I look back, it all led me back here today.
Chris Solari, Detroit Free Press, welcome back.
Thanks, Chris.
You've obviously been part of that success, both as a player and a coach. When you look at the history, how do you sell the history over the course of the last 25, 30 years, knowing the way the rest of the conference is and how elite every team is there, and what do you need to do to get back into that upper echelon?
Yeah, Chris, I mean, the addition of the 4 teams, I mean, this conference has always been the best in the country. And I'm maybe a little biased because I've been lucky to only live in the Big Ten for the last 15 years. But it's the premier league in volleyball, whether you look at the national champion being a Big Ten team, the attendance records that we're breaking, the viewership, you know, playing in a football stadium. Like, the Big Ten is driving women's volleyball. And it's a tough league. And so all I can ask of our student athletes is that they work really hard, that they care about each other and they're committed to growth, and that they live our values. And then we're going to build this thing. And I think, you know, if you look back, my freshman year here at Michigan State, we didn't make the NCAA tournament. And I don't believe they had for a couple of years. And I came on my visit, and Kathy shared with me the vision of the program and what she believed in. You know, 2 years later, we're in the NCAA tournament. 2 years after that, back-to-back Sweet 16s, and 2 years later, we're coaching in an Elite Eight. And so not only do I believe it's possible, but I know it's possible, and I've done it here. And so that's what I believe. I believe in Michigan State. I believe in the leaders and Alan and the support of this program. I believe in every single person standing here who's bought in to not only Spartan volleyball, but Michigan State athletics, and I know it can happen here.
Connor, you're good Detroit News. Welcome home. I'm curious, 15 years ago when you joined the Michigan State program, if you could compare that program to where it's at now, what are the things you noticed that have changed, and what are the things that maybe have stayed constant?
The things that have stayed constant are just a testament to the Spartan community. It's the work ethic, the blue-collar work ethic of this place. It's the commitment to the people, to the community. The amount of support has been evident for this program, and it's increased through my time as a freshman. Playing in Breslin, the attendance records, just what we are going to be able to do because of the commitment and the support from our administration and our president to volleyball is really a big reason why I'm back in East Lansing. And so I think, as you've seen on a national stage, volleyball is at the best place it's ever been. It's an exciting time to be a volleyball coach, a volleyball player. I mean, Kathy, opening night, Friday night, you know, for the Grand Rapids Rise, we've got 2 pro leagues now, and we've got a former head coach right down the road coaching a bunch of young women who was in the championship last year. So to be a part of volleyball, growing on the national stage, you've seen that and reflected in the support for the women in our program here.
Anything else from the media? All right, thank you. Appreciate everyone coming.
Thank you, everyone. Go green!